So this is a gearbox casing of a Norton motorbike. So I've been asked to carry out a repair where the main bearing fits. So what had happened was that the bearing that was in here, the outer race, had cracked in two places. So it was essentially two semicircular parts, and it had been run like that for I don't know how long, and it resulted in the bearing location diameter become deformed slightly, which you can see when you take a close look at it. So the idea is to bore it out and sleeve it. So the first thing we need to do is mount it on the lathe. So I thought I would put it onto a backing plate. So I've got a bit of mild steel here, it's just black bar, and drill some holes and use these studs to clamp it. So it looks like I've put it in that sort of position there. Find the centre of the hole, it's about there. I can get a chuck jaw there. I might not get a chuck jaw there. Snook it here. Okay, in that position I can get 3 bolts in, or studs in. I can get my chuck jaw in there, in there, in there, and there. So that should be okay, I think. Okay, just to get some of the stud bolts to clear the chuck face, I've just hot glued some spacers on there. So if I drop that in, see if I know which way this goes, like that. Okay, I think I can manage there. The distance from the centre of the hole here, where the bearing fits, to the ends of the casting looks to be 5 3/4 inches, or 145 millimeters. So here's my spindle. Should be plenty of room. Oh, right. I have to be careful we don't hit the carriage. That's quite amazing, that's pretty close just for guesswork. I think we'll just check the face first, just to see how far out we are. Get it to a 0. So that's within 10 thou. So this side's a bit high. 0, 1 thou, 0, 1/3 the other way. Give that a tap. I've got it pretty close there. There's a few dings in that face, I think. So we'll dial in the diameter. We're pretty close there. Okay, so I'm chasing my tail a little bit here. This diameter, which is my only reference surface, doesn't appear to be truly round. Well, I've got it within 0.6 of a millimetre either side of the 0, which is about 2 thou. So I'm concentrating within about 2 thou, so I think that's the best I can do. Okay, 0, 0, or 3 down, 0. So it's within 0.3 millimeters, which is a thou. I think that's the best we're going to get. Right, we're set up. I've just ground up this tool, which can go in and round the back. And I'm just going to bring it forward to touch onto the back face. Far enough in. There we are. Set my dial, longitudinal dial to 0. So just gently touch onto the inside diameter there. Set my cross slide to 0. Okay, the tool's clear. Just mark my slide with a permanent marker so I know which position to return back to. Make sure nothing's in the way. Yeah, the carriage is a bit close for comfort there. So we'll set it up again. Move out the cross slide a bit. Okay, reset it. Touch on, set to 0, on a longitudinal. Mark the cross slide again. Looking good. Right, I'll use a feed this time. Coming up to 0. Looking good. Take the rags off. Getting thin that though. So not a lot of meat to play with, I tell you. Okay then, that's that done. I can relax now. pretty thin there now. Couldn't have made that bore any bigger. But looking good. So I've measured this 3 times and I'm getting 65.97. So I think I'm pretty close, but I need to be absolutely sure of the size. So I've turned up a bit of bar. This happens to be cast iron, and I've machined it to the same size, 0.97, 65.97. And we'll see if that fits. Yeah, it is. It's just going in tight. Don't want to force it, but it's pretty neat fit. So that would probably just tap in. So I think I'm happy with that. Okay, there's the sleeve. So I've made the OD 0.03mm or 1 thou bigger than the bore inside the aluminium casing. However, I've made the bore 0.08 or 3 thou smaller than the diameter of the bearing. So when this goes on the bearing, it will expand. We just need to press that onto there. It's quite thin, so I think we might be able to just knock that on. That's it. See what we've got on the OD. So that's measuring 66.07. So we've got 0.1mm, that's 4 thou. It's maybe slightly more than I would have liked, but I think it'll be okay. Okay, on reflection, I think this is too tight to fit in the aluminium housing. So I want to take about 0.05 off this, couple of thou. So I've just turned up a mandrel. It's not ideal, it's a bit of a pain, but never mind. Going to need a longer bolt maybe? No, that'll do. So I'm taking care not to get any debris into the bearing, but when I'm finished I want to flush it out with some alcohol. I'm using a Lathe file, which are pretty good. just try that. Oh, wonderful, looky. So that's 085. So that gives us probably about what, so that gives us about 0.6 interference, which is a couple of thou. Okay, we've got everything ready now. I'm also going to fit the smaller bearing that goes in the bottom of this gearbox housing. This is a roller bearing which needs to be dropped in, so I've just turned up a bit of PTFE, push that on there so that I can drop it in. So it's time to warm it up. Okay, that's pretty toasty. Give that a go. That's the big one in. That's a small one in. Turn it off.